You're watching KPIX-5 News at 5:30.
On the heels of the FDA's booster approval, how President Biden is issuing a message to Americans that he's calling very straightforward.
Today, President Biden met with his COVID-19 response team after the FDA approved the Pfizer booster shots for Americans as young as 16. The president urging Americans to get those boosters as soon as they can.
So my message is really very straightforward and simple. If you got vaccinated 6 months ago, and I say to all of you in the president's world, not a joke, I say to all of you, if you got vaccinated 6 months ago, get your booster right away.
Joining us live now is Dr. Karin Shavelson from MarinHealth Medical Center. Thank you so much for joining us, doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Well, the FDA just approved Pfizer's booster shots for teens 16 and older. Do you think that's going to help boost vaccine rates?
I absolutely do. I think it's wonderful news. I applaud that this decision was made going into the holiday season. I think it will help our teenage family members and friends celebrate more safely with us. So I think it's absolutely wonderful news.
Yeah, sure gets that peace of mind there. Doctor, with the holidays coming up, as you mentioned, what's the best way to stay safe while gathering with family and friends? Would you advise those at-home COVID tests for everyone?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, of course, everybody's probably sick of us saying this, but get your vaccine, get your booster if you haven't already. For those 16 and 17-year-olds, get them signed up, get them boosted. That's first, foremost, and really the bulk of what we can be doing. I think as long as everybody is fully vaccinated and ideally boosted, there's some peace of mind with that. So anybody who's sick, anybody who has an exposure to somebody with COVID, they need to stay home. I know that would be really depressing over the holidays and it would be really rough, but if somebody's got that runny nose, somebody has a cough, or somebody knows they have an exposure, stay home. If everyone is healthy and vaccinated, get together, wash your hands. Airflow is really helpful. I'm sure that your weather forecasters will be helping with what to expect over Christmas and New Year's. But if we have weather that allows you to open up as many doors and windows as possible, that's great too. Added peace of mind, you mentioned it, those at-home COVID tests. Most pharmacies have them. Order them online now. Get them now, because Christmas is fast approaching. All these holiday parties. I have one tonight. COVID testing with the at-home kits is a really good, quick way to give yourself some peace of mind. There are some false positives and issues, but by and large, these are really good tests. I highly recommend them for gatherings.
Okay, so you recommend going ahead and getting the COVID test if you're going to gather with your family members, and what about if you're going to be gathering with folks that can't get vaccinated yet, like the younger children, younger than 6?
Great way to get together with the little people. I think it's a really easy test to perform. The instructions are really easy to follow. I would definitely say test any kids over the age of 1 who are going to be gathering. It's a good way to give everybody peace of mind, especially you don't want the grandparents to pick up something from the kids and vice versa.
Sure.
So those home kits are great. They're not inexpensive, so I understand for some that this may be cost prohibitive. But if you're able to pick them up, and hopefully we'll see some legislation soon that will help pay for these, I think it's a great plan from the Biden administration.
All right, let's go back to vaccines. We've already heard they're working on a drug to target the Omicron variant. Do you see these vaccines becoming a yearly occurrence like the flu vaccine? Or are they going to combine them? I know that there was talk of that at one point.
I think that we will see COVID become what we call endemic, meaning we never quite get rid of it. Most of the specialists, most of the top scientists in the world think that we're going to have to learn to live with COVID. And that would mean something like the flu shot, something that we need to get on an annual basis. So I definitely think at some point this would be a combination injection. That would make it a lot easier for those of us who don't like needles. So unfortunately, I think that's likely to be the case. I would love to say that we're going to get rid of COVID, but right now it's not looking that way.
Well, the good news is there are treatments and there's a vaccine, so that's good.
Absolutely.
Dr. Karin Shavelson, thank you so much for joining us and for that important information.
My pleasure. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Stick with KPIX-5 for continuing coverage on the coronavirus, and for more information on the vaccines or how to find those booster shots, check out our guide on KPIX.com.